everyone. Thank you for checking out Eminence United Pentecostal Church in Defense of Truth Ministries. Today, I want to continue with the Bible study series of sorts that I've been talking about here lately. And today, I want to talk specifically on Bible translations. I have been asked many times about Bible translations and which one I feel is the best or the best one to read or study, or however, whatever you want to say about that. But anyways, okay, so the first thing I want to say is this. There are many good translations, very good translations. And there are also bad translations. That's just the case. This is not going to be a talk about the manuscripts underlying them, because there's a huge philosophy on that with textual criticism. There are many books out there that could defend that or argue that much better than I can. But I just want to talk about some of the translation philosophies of the popular Bibles that are out there. There's essentially three distinct and popular translation philosophies. The first one you're going to find is an essentially word-for-word translation. I'm going to put that one over here on my right and your left. Here's a word-for-word, essentially word-for-word translation. On the other side of this continuum is going to be your paraphrase. And in the middle, you're going to have what they call dynamic equivalence. The word-for-word, essential word-for-word translation tries to stick word-for-word in grammar and within the text as much as possible. Paraphrase, they just try to get the general theme or idea. Whereas the dynamic equivalence tries to translate more of the thought behind the sentence. They often are much more word for word than the paraphrase over here, but they more like try to translate the thought rather than just word for word. And there's a good argument for that. For example, if you found a note from in a high school classroom, and some guy named Johnny's talking about a girl named Alice, and he says to his friend Buddy, he says, Alice is looking very hot today. Now, a word for word translation would say, Alice is looking very hot today. And one could make a plausible argument that maybe it was a summer day, maybe the air conditioning was out, and maybe she was sweating. Now, however, someone comes along who understands cultural context, they understand the audience, they understand the author, they understand the situation, the time, and they say, yes, that's plausible. However, he probably was making a remark on her physical beauty. So there is good arguments for each of these particular philosophies. Now, which one do I suggest that you study? Okay, it depends on what you're doing. One, if it's your general reading, I personally stick with the English Standard Version, which is going to be over here in the essentially word-for-word category, but it's going to be easier to read than your King James Version and your New American Standard Bible, which the New American Standard is very wooden, but it's extremely word-for-word accurate. The King James Version is very good, very great translation. It's just there's some archaic grammar and also archaic terminology. Within this dynamic equivalence group, you have most popular the New International Version. Not a bad version, but you may not want to use it for in-depth study, but rather for a daily reading Bible. And then over here, you have the New Living Translation, popular the Message Bible, and other ones like this. I do refer to these sometimes when I'm doing a study on a particular scripture, but I never read these without consulting the essentially word-for-word equivalence over here. So that's what I have to say today about translations of the Bible. I hope that maybe you got something from this. Again, I would say that it's really going to be up to you on which one you choose. I would stick more over here with the essentially word-for-word or the dynamic equivalence, and just use the paraphrase for study helps at times. So that's In Defense of Truth Ministries. Thank you for checking us out. If you like what you're seeing, please like us, share us, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time, God bless.